How Palki Sharma Learned English. Introduction. Palki Sharma was born in a small town in India. Her family spoke Hindi at home, and she went to a local school where most of the subjects were taught in Hindi. English was a subject in her school, but she didn't get much chance to practice speaking it. As she grew older, Palki realized the importance of English. She wanted to be a journalist, and she knew that learning English would help her achieve her dreams. Early years. When Palki was a child, she liked to read books. Her favorite books were in Hindi. She read stories about kings, queens, and brave heroes. One day, her father brought home an English storybook. It was a simple book with pictures and short sentences. Palki found it difficult to understand the words. She asked her father for help. He explained the words to her and encouraged her to keep reading. Palki's father believed in the power of education. He told her that learning English would open many doors for her. Palki was determined to learn. She started reading the English book every day. At first, she could only understand a few words, but she did not give up. She used a dictionary to look up new words. She practiced reading out loud to improve her pronunciation. School days. In school, English was a compulsory subject. Palki's English teacher was very kind and helpful. She noticed Palki's interest in learning English and decided to help her. The teacher gave Palki extra assignments and encouraged her to participate in English-speaking activities. Palki joined the school's English club. The club members practiced speaking English with each other. They also organized debates and storytelling sessions. Palki loved the storytelling sessions. She enjoyed listening to stories in English and tried to tell her own stories. At first, she made many mistakes, but her friends and teacher encouraged her to keep trying. Slowly, Palki's confidence grew. She started speaking more fluently and made fewer mistakes. Reading newspapers. Palki's father had a habit of reading newspapers every morning. He read newspapers in Hindi and English. Palki decided to follow his example. She started reading the English newspaper every day. At first, it was very difficult for her. There were many new words and complex sentences. But Palki was determined. She kept a notebook to write down new words and their meanings. She also tried to read articles about topics that interested her, such as sports, entertainment, and world news. Reading the newspaper helped Palki improve her vocabulary and understand how sentences were formed. It also helped her stay informed about what was happening in the world. Palki's father noticed her efforts and praised her for her hard work. His encouragement motivated Palki to continue her learning journey. Watching English movies and shows. Palki loved watching movies and TV shows. Most of the movies and shows she watched were in Hindi. One day, her English teacher suggested she watch English movies and shows to improve her language skills. Palki decided to give it a try. She started with animated movies and TV shows for children. These were easier to understand because they had simple language and clear pronunciation. Palki watched these movies and shows with subtitles. She read the subtitles and listened to the dialogues. This helped her understand how words were pronounced and used in sentences. She also tried to imitate the characters' way of speaking. Watching English movies and shows became Palki's favorite way of learning. She enjoyed the stories and learned new words and phrases. Writing practice. As Palki's reading and speaking skills improved, she realized she also needed to work on her writing. Her English teacher gave her writing assignments and encouraged her to write essays and stories. Palki started keeping a diary where she wrote about her day, her thoughts, and her dreams. Writing in her diary helped her practice forming sentences and expressing her ideas in English. Palki's teacher also suggested she write letters to pen pals. Palki found a pen pal from the United Kingdom through a school program. They wrote letters to each other regularly. Writing letters was a fun way for Palki to practice her English. She learned about her pen pal's culture and shared stories about her own life in India. This exchange helped Palki improve her writing skills and gain confidence in her ability to communicate in English. Joining English classes. When Palki finished school, she decided to join an English language course. She found a local institute that offered classes in spoken English and grammar. The classes were taught by experienced teachers who used interactive methods to make learning fun and effective. Palki attended these classes regularly and participated actively in all the activities. In the classes, Palki practiced speaking in English with her classmates. They had group discussions, role plays, and debates. These activities helped Palki improve her speaking skills and learn to express her opinions confidently. The teachers also gave her feedback on her grammar and pronunciation, which helped her make corrections and improve. Reading books in English. Palki's love for reading continued to grow. She started reading books in English. She began with simple children's books and gradually moved on to more complex novels. Reading books in English helped her improve her vocabulary and understand different writing styles. She also learned about different cultures and perspectives through the stories. Palki's favorite books were about famous journalists and writers. She read biographies and autobiographies of renowned journalists. These books inspired her and gave her valuable insights into the world of journalism. She learned about the challenges journalists face and the skills they need to succeed. Palki's dream of becoming a journalist became stronger, and she was more determined than ever to improve her English. Practice makes perfect. Palki knew that practice was key to mastering any skill. She made it a habit to practice English every day. She read books, watched movies, wrote in her diary, and spoke in English with her friends and family. She also listened to English songs and tried to understand the lyrics. Music became another enjoyable way for Palki to learn new words and phrases. Palki's efforts paid off. She became more fluent in English and felt confident speaking and writing in the language. Her hard work and dedication helped her achieve her goal. She passed her English exams with flying colors and received praise from her teachers. Becoming a journalist. After completing her studies, Palki applied for a job at a local newspaper. Her excellent English skills impressed the interviewers, and she was hired as a trainee journalist. Palki was thrilled. She knew that this was just the beginning of her journey. She worked hard, wrote articles, and learned from her senior colleagues. Palki's English skills continued to improve as she worked in the newsroom. She wrote news stories, conducted interviews, and attended press conferences. Her ability to communicate effectively in English helped her build a strong network of contacts and gain respect in her profession. Challenges and successes. Palki faced many challenges along the way. There were times when she felt discouraged and doubted her abilities. Learning a new language was not easy, and she had to put in a lot of effort. But Palki's determination and passion for journalism kept her going. She remembered her father's words and the support of her teachers and friends. Palki's hard work paid off. She became a successful journalist and worked for some of the top news channels in India. She reported on important events, interviewed famous personalities, and covered international news. Her ability to speak and write in English opened many doors for her and helped her achieve her dreams. Conclusion: Palki Sharma's journey of learning English is an inspiring story of determination and hard work. She started with simple books and movies, practiced speaking and writing, and never gave up. Her journey shows that with dedication and persistence, anyone can learn a new language and achieve their goals. Today, Palki Sharma is a well-known journalist, admired for her reporting skills and eloquent English. Her story is a testament to the power of education and the importance of never giving up on one's dreams. Palki continues to inspire many young people to learn English and pursue their passions. This story should provide an engaging and educational read for beginner English learners, while offering inspiration and practical tips for learning a new language.